Welcome to the show. This is a real-life diary of a madman.
It's time for the DK effect. Oh, 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 come on. Oh, 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 come on. Oh, 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 oh. It's time for the DK effect. Oh, 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 come on. Oh, 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 oh.
October 2025. This chapter is not meant to be depressing in any way. It just is merely going to give us a starting point as we head on to bigger and better things. At the beginning of October 2025, I was starting to feel weak, and my legs, I could not get up. I couldn't go more than 4 feet when I could. Eventually, it got worse, and I couldn't even get off the couch and sit up or walk at all. My wife urged me to go see a doctor and take an ambulance to the hospital and get myself looked at, but like any other man, I said, no, it'll get better. It'll go away. Thinking back on it now, I probably saw signs of it much earlier in the year, when in the morning it would take me a few minutes to get my blood flowing in my legs and be able to do the stairs and the walking around. And once I got moving, I was fine. I had a hour drive to and from work, and on the drive home after a long day, I had a very hard time doing the stairs and carrying heavy things that really weren't heavy, laptops and books. But I was starting to struggle, but again, thought nothing of it. And when I think about it as well, we were on a trip to Cancun, Mexico in May, and it was a great time. It was a beautiful place, and the weather was wonderful. I took a fall on some cement. It wasn't stairs or anything. I just fell, cut my legs, scared the hell out of my wife. We all thought it was, the many, many tequilas, which aren't part of my life, thank goodness, anymore. Anyway, after that, I was having a very hard time walking and needed things to hold on to. If I started doing stairs around the resort, I needed something to hold on to, or one of those special disability ramps, and that was the only way I was getting around. We decided to go to the Mayan ruins one day, and I couldn't walk too far. It was a lot of walking. It was a very big place. Again, it was beautiful, but I needed to get back to the beginning and sit and have some more tequila. So then we went on a scuba diving trip, and I was unable to even get out of the boat, get into the water. I still enjoyed the ride and encouraged everyone else to go, and they had a great time and saw fish and whatnot. But again, I didn't notice anything. I had a hard time at the airport walking and yada, yada, yada. Then I seemed to kind of go away for the summer, other than the minor episodes I told you about. Back to the day I went in. Well, the wife comes home and says, "You're having a tub?" And we're calling an ambulance. Of course, I couldn't get up the stairs, and I couldn't get in the tub, and I couldn't bath myself. My son carried me up the stairs and threw me in the tub. Didn't throw me, but felt like it. As they were washing me and dunking my head under water, I was hallucinating and was yelling, "Well, why are you throwing me in the lake?" Just bring me back to where I was. I was comfortable. I was fine. Back down I go. They get me dressed, which at that point I couldn't even do myself either. The ambulance came and asked some questions and took blood pressure, threw me on the gurney, rolled me outside, gave me an IV. I'm sure they were in communication with the hospital. Apparently my hemoglobins and blood pressure was extremely low, right off the map. Got to the hospital and they took me in right away and gave me a room. I think it was the overflow of the emergency. Well, that's when the fun began. EKG on my heart, IVs, blood transfusions, you name it. At one point I had I was still having minor hallucinations and everyone was laughing at me. At that point it was extremely touch and go. But obviously we made it through. Now, the first hospital I was at was merely tests. There was no physiotherapy. They'd encourage me to get out of the bed and they'd sit me in a chair, and I'd get tired of waiting in the chair and wanted to go back to my bed, and I fell. I was banned from getting up from the bed for a while, even though I was receiving no physio help at that point. Every test in the book was done. The doctor tried his best. CAT scans, ultrasounds, you name it. Every test. Another blood transfusion. IVs. They decided that there was something with my thyroid. I got thyroid medication. I got blood thinner because I had some clots. 2 of the 3 have healed. And then every time a test came back negative or everything is okay, I got another vitamin, which I'm still taking to this point.
Stories to encourage and motivate. It's turning point.
Jarvis J. Masters, A Story of Hope. Let me tell you about a man named Jarvis J. Masters. He's currently incarcerated in San Quentin State Prison on charges of murder, having been sent there in 1981 for armed robbery. In such a situation, many of us might give up. But Masters didn't. He realized his life was more than his past, and he chose to change. He delved into mindfulness and found a path to inner peace and transformation, even in the most challenging circumstances. Masters studied meditation, wrote books, and even taught others. Despite being 62 years old and having spent most of his adult life in prison, he hasn't given up. He's made a significant impact on his own life, the lives of others in prison, and people around the world. Steps to a good life. Creating a good life requires hope, forgiveness, action, and resilience. No matter what we've done or what has been done to us, we can choose to start today as a new day and commit to making our lives better. By taking each day as a fresh start, acknowledging our past, learning from our mistakes, forgiving ourselves and others, and cultivating resilience, we can create a fulfilling life that we can be proud of. Remember, as Churchill said, never give in.
About a month in, the doctor decided that I needed to move, which I couldn't disagree with. They were putting in for a transfer to a hospital where it specialized in physio. And I was not knowing what I was going to get into. But in a way, I was excited to get away from all these needles and tests at all hours of the night. It was a noisy hospital, too. It was supposed to be about a month before they'd be able to transfer me. And surprisingly enough, within about a week, they came in one day and said, "Okay, you're going to the other hospital." I phoned my wife, and she arranged a pickup because she wouldn't have been able to move me at that point. Went into the hospital, yada yada. They reviewed my diet. They took blood work. I think I got interviewed by just about every person. Then they came in and did a test and tested all my muscles. My upper body wasn't bad, but was also very weak because this had taken a lot out of me. So the upper body muscles needed to be built up as well. The lower body, he had me roll the wheelchair into the hall, and I almost fell. Thank God he was there to catch me, or I might have broke a bone. Anyway. Then the magic started the next day. 2 hours of physio every single day, 5 days a week, weekends optional. When I first went in, I was skeptical. I wasn't sure what to expect. Very gradually, wiggled my feet, got me to bend my legs, got me to stand up with the wheelchair. Then I was given a walker. I still couldn't go far. Slowly but surely, they built me up, telling me that celebrate each victory. Quite often I was given an exercise, and the first time I tried it, I couldn't do it. Well, sure enough, if you discipline yourself and stick to it, you're going to get it sooner or later. So I spent a month in there and took everything with a positive attitude. I actually look forward to the physio because there was people talking. I could people watch while I was doing my exercises. Don't get me wrong, my wife and my son would come up to visit me. My wife every day, spare a few. But she worked all day and would come at night for an hour. I'd be more worried about her being exhausted than myself. Anyway, by the time I was in the second hospital, I was in a good frame of mind. I was determined that I was going to get up and get moving and get walking. I would go in the following day, and my physiotherapist, I had two of them, would ask me if I hurt after yesterday, or how was I feeling after yesterday. I tell him I'm in dire pain, but I'm doing it anyway. I also volunteered to come in on the weekends, and I was going 7 days a week. And then we're rounding into Christmas. Christmas is not far away. With about 2 weeks to go. I still have quite a bit of ways to get before they'll certify me, as they say, that I'm safe to go home. But that was the goal, to spend Christmas with the family and to get back home and continue my recovery there. So, anyway, by the time it came close and it was time to test, I was released on my walker so that I could walk around the hospital and go outside. It was cold out there, but get some fresh air anyway. So that part of it was done, and they did all these tests on me to see if I've improved or that I'm good enough that I could actually go home. Turns out I could. December 23rd was the day I would return home. The day I forgot to mention that even though I was seeing my family, 2 dogs that are very precious to me were waiting at home. It had been 2 months since I saw my dogs. Anyone that has pets understands the connection that's there. Was I excited? Absolutely. Was I nervous? No question. Was I determined? Yes, I was.
Here are a couple of fun facts. Jack Black was once a telemarketer for one day, before he became an actor. In 2025, David Rue ran an Idaho half marathon wearing 180 t-shirts at once. That's 48 pounds of fabric.
I was 11 years old at my first national championships. I fell I don't know how many times.
Michelle Kwan is the most decorated figure skater in U.S. history.
But I had a dream. My dream came true because I dedicated myself.
Dedication made Michelle Kwan a champion.
I was passionate about something, and I made sure that I worked hard for it.
And dedication can make your dreams a reality.
Whatever your dream and goals are, they can come true.
Dedication is in you. Now pass it on from passiton.com.
You have been listening to The DK Effect, a diary of a real-life madman. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search DK Effect. Be kind to yourself and seize the day. Until next time.
On the next episode, it is entitled Going Home. The journey will get more positive, although we're a long way from the finish line yet. Join me again, won't you?
Never, never, never look back. Keep going.